Welcome to the KK Penson TV.
Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel.
We do doll videos, Roblox, baking, and vlogs.
We also do short films such as The Story of Crazy Face, and we also do Talking Hot Showdown.
A special thank you to Blue Blood Sports TV. Thank you so much for your support. We will continue to work hard and bring you more content. Bye!
Show support. Subscribe to KK Penson TV. If you got children, if you got nieces, if you got nephews, if you got little cousins, if you have friends that have kids, make sure they subscribe to KK Penson TV. Please do that. Show love and show support.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Janita.
And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the man known as Money, undefeated, former 5-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, 15-time world champion, Floyd Money Mayweather, believes that a guy that's very close to him, undefeated, WBC, lightweight, superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, who's just 21 years of age, will dominate longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing, WBC, featherweight, world champion, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Now, we know there is some history and there's some backstory to Gary Russell's relationship with Floyd Mayweather Jr., as Gary Russell Jr. was relentlessly calling out his fighter, undefeated 2-division world champion, currently the WBA lightweight world champion, Gervonta Tank Davis. So Floyd Mayweather reportedly, according to Gary Russell Jr., called Gary Russell Jr. after Gary Russell Jr. continuously called out Gervonta Tank Davis, and Floyd Mayweather was trying to throw his weight around, according to Gary Russell. He says he called himself checking me, and once I had to check him and let him know it's not that type of party, he says Floyd Mayweather then was not happy, and he feels like he started to, block him out of big fights. He started to, freeze Gary Russell Jr. out. As Floyd Mayweather is very close with the PBC founder and advisor, Al Heyman. And so Gary Russell believes that his relationship with Al Heyman is allowing Floyd Mayweather to dictate whether fighters get big fights or not. So he says that Floyd Mayweather is the reason I've been freezed out and not been able to land the Leo Santa Cruz fight, 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, not being able to land the Abner Mares fight, former world champion, not being able to land the Carl Frampton fight. So Gary Russell Jr. is of the mindset this is all due to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather didn't like the fact that Gary Russell Jr. was trying to derail the plans they had set for Gervonta Tank Davis, as Gervonta Tank Davis is signed to Mayweather Promotions and the PBC, obviously, right? So Gary Russell is under the mindset that this is the issue. Now, currently, moving forward, there have been reports coming out that there's possibility that Floyd Mayweather could be blocking the fight between Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr. As Gary Russell Jr. came out on Fred Barbershop Conversations, and he stated that he sent an offer to Devin Haney and Bill Haney, father, trainer, and manager of Devin Haney, and Devin Haney Promotions, CEO. He stated that he sent them an offer and they never responded, so he felt as if they were avoiding him. Well, they responded and they said that they'll make him a counter offer. Then they even said that have Al contact him and give them the same offer that he wanted, and they'll gladly go over to the PBC. As you know, they fight on DAZN. So he says that send them an offer and they'll go to the PBC, fight on Fox or Showtime. That was met with no response. But after Gary Russell has since got into a situation with 3-division world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion, Terrence Bud Crawford, and Terrence Crawford reportedly came out and offered former IBF welterweight world champion Special K Kell Brook a $1.5 million offer, in which everybody felt it was a lowball offer and Kell Brook would never accept that amount of money. So Gary Russell Jr. says, you know what? It's became personal with me. I'll accept the 1.5. Terrence Crawford never responded. in which Devin Haney's team saw that Gary Russell was willing to take the offer. They chomped at the bit and told Gary Russell they'll give him the 1.5 to fight them, since he felt as if they was ducking him. So then this became an ongoing saga in which they sent over a contract. Gary Russell asked for certain stipulations in the contract now, and he says there was some red lines and some red flags that he has to go over in the contract. And now Devin Haney is saying, you capping, you don't want the fight. And so it came out that Floyd Mayweather was possibly blocking the fight. Floyd Mayweather now, according to Devin Haney, has responded and said, I believe that Devin Haney is going to dominate Gary Russell Jr., so he gives him the green light. I'm not blocking it, not standing in the way. I believe that Devin Haney will dominate Gary Russell Jr. And this is a way for Floyd Mayweather, ironically, to get back at Gary Russell Jr. because Floyd Mayweather doesn't fight anymore. And if they have words and they have, a cloudy relationship, he's not willing to put his fighter, Gervonta Tank Davis, in the ring with Gary Russell, as they already have a plan mapped out. So what better way than allow Devin Haney to get in the ring with with Gary Russell Jr., as he's very, very close. Devin Haney is more close to Floyd Mayweather than Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Haney has grew up in the Mayweather gym from 5-6 years old. Devin Haney has trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr., Roger Mayweather, the late great Roger Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. So he's close to this situation. His style mimics that of Floyd Mayweather, puts you in the mindset of Floyd Mayweather. His approach, his dedication, puts you in the mindset of Floyd Mayweather. So with that said, this is a green light situation, according to Devin Haney, from Floyd Mayweather, because he believes that Devin Haney is going to dominate Gary Russell Jr., even at the tender age of 21 years old. So hopefully this fight comes to fruition. Hopefully this fight gets over the hump. This is a mega fight. This is a massive fight. And it needs to come to fruition. Point blank and period. So let's see how this all plays out. But Floyd Mayweather and Devin Haney completely squashed the notion that Floyd Mayweather was blocking this fight and Al Heyman was blocking the fight. And they believe that Devin Haney is going to dominate Gary Russell. They believe in Devin Haney. They believe in his skill set. And like I said, I feel like this is a way for Floyd Mayweather to get back at Gary Russell Jr. for the Gervonta Tank Davis situation and the phone calls they had. So let's see how this all plays out. But the fight, if it does come to fruition, it's looking like November 7th is the date. Gary Russell also wanted the date to be December 26th. But Devin Haney much rather November 7th. So let's see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Road. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace. More Modern Day Slave out now. Go get your copy. Pariah Administrations presents More Modern Day Slave. You can hear a sneak peek coming up right now. Listen to the sneak peek. Then go to SoundCloud and support the grind. Support the business. Let's go. Let's get it. Support More Modern Day Slave right now. Let's listen to the sneak peek.
Interactions with a bass head. Seen his eyes for the bass hit him. He was soul searching for his place. Too late to judge him. I'm addicted to his payments. Stay a boy, stay paid vacation. Trying to take my babies to the caves. Enjoying the fruits of all their hard labor. But for right now, stay down and stay patient. I don't converse with niggas stuck off in the matrix. Trunking peace sounds get made with killer faces. Every soul around us what was syndicated. Not up in the process of being renovated.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.